How to use the new Barbarian Kicker Event Troop for maximum value. That's exactly what we're going to take a look at in this video. Not only are you going to see different approaches on different base types, but also every single attack has different tricks that will make you a better Clash of Clans player. Let's dive right into the first attack, and here we have like one of those double invis tower anti 2-star bases, and the approach you're going to see will help you destroy any of those double invis tower bases as long as, well, the Barbarian Kicker Troop is there. But also after the Barbarian Kicker Troop is out of the game, this approach should work very, very well. Of course, it's not the fastest approach, so not very good for tournament matches. But for normal clan wars, for clan war league, as well as for legends league, this approach will help you get all of those juicy 3 stars. So you see, queen into the 12 o'clock compartment, wall breaker in from the side, and now what's so amazing, you are going to use the lock launcher to trigger both of these invisibility towers. The lock launcher will also open up the wall, so whenever the invis towers are back up, or well, the buildings are visible again, the queen will walk straight to the core and take out every single of those defenses. King now just to help support a little, take a little bit of damage off the queen. You can also wall break the king into the 3 o'clock compartment, and he will get a little more, bit more value. He will get a scatter, will get an expo. And now just take a look at these Barbarian Kickers. There's a lot of damage on the left side, which the queen will completely ignore. But now the Barbarian Kicker troops, take a look. Ricochet cannon, gone. Now the multi-archer tower still has 2 Barbarian Kickers left, which he will of course use on the multi-archer tower. There they are. And now the multi-archer tower is also gone. Queen is completely fine in the core, just Rager, just freeze the invis towers. And now look, the bases, there is nothing left. There's basically nothing left in the base, and you still have 6 of your root riders. You still have your root rider part, even though there is nothing left anymore in the space. So you can see, queen will take out the rest of the buildings in the core, and the root riders have no problem at all cleaning up the 3 o'clock side. Use the warn ability when there is like a little bit of damage or the most damage on your root riders, which is of course with the ricochet cannon right now. The queen even takes out the back end monolith with the ability to just take a look how incredibly clean this attack was. I'm also a person, I struggle a lot on these double invis tower bases, but Noko or Nefe, how you want to call them, is showing us how you can easily beat all of these bases. So if you're also struggling with these bases, just try out this approach, and of course use the Barbarian Kicker to take out a few buildings which are high damage, value buildings, key value buildings, which your queen will ignore. You want to take this out for as cheap as possible, and well, 2 Barbarian Kickers for a ricochet cannon or a multi-archer tower, I would say that's pretty solid value. Before we continue, if you're planning on buying any in-game items, then make sure that you are using a creator code. To support this channel, it would be code RHBB. That helps us out a lot. Thank you very much. And if you want to see more of me, my Twitch as well as my TikTok are linked in the description. You can follow my content right there. And then I'd say, let's not waste any more time and continue straight with the video. I also wanted to include one attack from the Clan War Leagues, even though the video is mainly about like queen charges together with a little bit of Barbarian Kickers just to support, which is also the army link linked in the description. If you want to try it out yourself, the armor link is in the description as always. But I just had a really nice attack in the Clan War League, which I just wanted to show you. And also it had a little bit of tips and tricks. Therefore, also this Clan War is looking incredibly solid. Depending on what General X is going to do with his 2 accounts, we could maybe even get the perfect war in Champion 1, which would be of course very nice. But we're mostly interested in my attack on number 11, and you can already see another base with double invis tower setup. But as you can see, all of these buildings are so far outside, and you can easily snipe them off with a few Barbarian Kickers. Same goes with the Town Hall, and that's exactly what I did. Very important trick. If you have like one of those invis towers set up which you can lure out, with a Barbarian Kicker. One Barbarian Kicker on any of the buildings does enough damage for the invis tower to be triggered. So therefore just use one Barbarian Kicker, which I just also did. The invis tower gets triggered, then wait a little bit, and then the buildings will be visible again, so you can use the rest of your troops. For a town hall, you need in total 1 earthquake as well as 3 Barbarian Kickers. Or if you don't use an earthquake, it's going to be 4. But now you can see a wall breaks on both of the 12 o'clock side as well as the 9 o'clock side. And now the very cool trick, the raid spell, so the extra damage from the raid spell also has an effect on the Barbarian Kicker. And that's exactly what I've used in this attack. So now instead of 2 attacks, I need 1 single attack for the Inferno Tower. I sadly misplaced one of my Barbarian Kickers, so he completely shot into nothing. But still, let's take a look. Inferno Tower 1 hit, Multi-Archer Tower 1 hit, Scatter Shot 1 hit. Very nice, very solid. And with that, like, take a look. Already every single high value building is gone in this base. And now you can see on both sides you can funnel very neatly with a barracks, with maybe king queen, and then just root rider straight through the core. There is no damage there. Single can be tanked by skeleton spells, the monolith can be tanked by skeleton spells. All root riders will walk past the monolith, so the monolith will stand up a little bit. But for that, exactly for that, I have 2 more Barbarian Kickers, which I am going to use in the back end for the monolith. And how is that going to go? That's exactly what we're going to take a look at now. Root riders come in, have all heroes come in, queen at the 6 o'clock corner, queen with the healer puppet of course, instantly use the ability. So the healer puppets will just completely support your queen. Overall, you can also wait for the air defense to be gone. Barracks on the 3 o'clock side has so incredibly much value. And let's take a look. There is no damage which will stop your root rider. I didn't have much root riders. I didn't have many of them. It was just 4. But already 4 root riders have so incredibly much value. They have so much power. As well as the headhunter in the queen, in the Warren ability. Took out both of the air heroes perfectly. And now, in a little bit, I will send in 2 of those Barbarian Kickers for the last standing monolith. Use the freezes for the ricochet cannons, as well as for the X-bows. So if you're facing this base, which, well, it could be possible. Those double invis bases are probably everywhere right now. They're basically everywhere right now. Therefore, if you're facing a base like this, where everything of the damage is out on the outside and you can easily snipe it off, use a few Barbarian Kickers to take out a little bit of damage, use some root riders for the rest of the base, and you will have no problem at all getting those 3 stars in Clan War League or in a Clan War. Whenever you can plan and see the base at first and see, okay, well, Barbarian Kickers could have a lot of value, then Surya Blue abuse it as long as you still can. Let's not waste any time and go straight for the next attack. And here we have, well, one of those very stacked diamond bases. The base at first sight doesn't look very good, but what is very interesting is how Noko used his Barbarian Kickers to set up a Flame Flinger on the 6 o'clock side. It's also one of the things which you can very nicely do with your Barbarian Kickers. You can snipe off air defenses, you can snipe off mortars, for example when you're using an Electro Dragon strategy or just an air strategy. You can use them to snipe out certain air defenses, and if you want to use a Flame Flinger, you can use them to snipe out mortars or damage or whatever. So just take a look how easily you can snipe off both of these mortars and then a Flame Flinger. Well, how is a Flame Flinger going to be stopped at 6 o'clock? It's not. It's absolutely not. You don't have to worry too much about any damage on your Barbarian Kickers since they have so much HP. They have like 1200 HP if I'm right. And that's, well, they are going to survive throughout an expo. They're going to survive Archer Towers. You don't have to worry about it for, well, for any reason. Now the freeze value on this base was also insanely good. 1 monolith as well as a single Inferno Tower charged into the town hall very nicely. But also the queen is completely dodges and walks to the 12 o'clock part. She doesn't want any more value, and you also don't need any more value since, well, Probably every one of you by now knows how incredibly strong root riders are. You just need a little bit of value from your queen and then root riders completely through the rest of the base and they will have no problem at all. They're not going to go down. Like if you just take out the clan castle, take out a little bit of extra damage, which maybe could hurt your root riders, you will have no problem at all tripling the base. And also if you can charge a town hall, there is like nothing anymore which will be able to stop root riders, since, well, the best defense against root riders is the town hall poison. The town hall poison is incredibly strong against root riders, so therefore you also see all these pros use overgrowth spells on anti 2-star bases just to take out the town hall poison and have the town hall as last defense. If you can charge the town hall just like Noko now did, and also take out a little bit of the base with your flame flinger, you will have no problem at all taking down any of those diamond bases with Barbarian Kickers, with root riders, with Queen Jet's root rider. You will have a very neat time, and again, you will have the juicy 3 stars. Let's now take a look at yet another attack on yet another new base type, and this time we have a box base, and probably also a base which many of you are going to face regularly in Clan Wars. I'm currently playing the open ladder in the Worlds Qualifier, and I think we as a team have faced this base already like 3 or 4 times. It's very common, so it's very neat if you know how to triple it. And how is Noko going to triple it? Well, he's going to start the queen at 3 o'clock and then charge into the scatter, use the Barbarian Kickers to take out the monolith, which is going to hurt your queen a lot, as well as the eagle, because, well, when you charge the 3 o'clock section, there are no defenses anymore in front of the eagle artillery, in front of the monolith, and you can easily snipe this off. That's exactly how you want to use the Barbarian Kicker, just to snipe off some high value buildings, or to funnel, or whatever. They are so incredibly versatile, and that's what makes this attack strategy as well as this event troop so incredibly strong for Legends League. Because, well, in Legends League you of course need a very versatile army, and the Barbarian Kicker is exactly that. The Barbarian Kicker is probably one of the most versatile event troops we ever had in Clash of Clans. There is a lot of damage on the queen now, so he has to watch out a little bit, but the invis spell is the absolute perfect reaction to the situation. And now he can take out the monolith with 2 of the Barbarian Kickers, sadly miss one of the Barbarian Kickers, but that's the monolith gone, and now there's absolutely no damage anymore on the queen. He doesn't have to worry about the queen too much anymore. Whenever she steps inside, you can use a raid spell, or a little bit earlier, depending on how you feel like it. Now, sooner or later, he can snipe out the eagle artillery. That's exactly what he is going to do right now. I, to be honest, don't know what he used the king for. Okay, he used the king for a tunnel. That's a very solid attack. That's a very solid strategy. On his base, as far as I know, most of the times, there is an invis tower right here. So you would have to freeze the town hall to take out the town hall with the king. But the king doesn't walk inside. Now he does. So now you would have to use a freeze spell on the invis tower, and then you should be able to take out the tunnel on this base. Now root riders in from the top section. As always, there is not much of the base left, just a few key defenses. Both of the ricochet cannons are already gone. Both of these scatters are already gone. 3 single inferno towers could hurt a little bit, but you still have your warn ability. You still have your RC ability with like a few hawks. And then also, you have another freeze, which you can use whenever one of the single inferno towers loading up on one of your root riders. Just use the freeze spell to reset it, as well as to freeze it. And then you can see this base is again completely destroyed. Of course, the base was not maxed in defense. All the point defenses were not maxed, but the key defenses were maxed. That's mostly what matters at Town Hall 16. And of course, the army was also not maxed. He doesn't have max equipment, doesn't have a max fox, and probably most of you are also not completely maxed, I would say. So therefore, again, a very neat attack strategy for this specific base. If this video helped you out, if you learned anything, then make sure to subscribe to this channel to not miss any more videos. And then I'll see you guys soon with the next video. Until then, see ya and Bye bye.